Alrighty, folks. It's been a while. I'm just going to talk to myself and we'll record it and see if anything comes out that could be worth posting. At least as filler, since I never post anything really anymore. But long story short, it's Sunday, and this route that I do on Sunday takes me like to somewhere where there's like 2 hours worth of time where the cell phone signal is so bad that I can't stream anything. So usually what I like to do is like download a YouTube video or something to prepare for the 2 hours that will inevitably be dead time so I can still, play something. But this morning when I woke up, I just couldn't find any videos worth downloading that I would want to listen to. So I've got 2 hours to kill here, and I figure, well, maybe I can think out loud to myself, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, let's see here. Not starting off good. I really just want to think out loud and not even... I want to forget that I'm even recording anything right now. I don't want to be thinking about, giving the audience something. I just want to hear myself think out loud. I'm so tired of thinking to myself. And since I don't have any friends or, girlfriend or, since I'm never around anybody, and since I drive for work, I don't ever really get to hear myself talk. Like, it's kind of underrated how important that is in life, is, dialogue, talking to people. It's not just listening to them. It's also like hearing yourself engage another human being. And I don't ever get that anymore. So I'm trying to... I need to talk out loud almost. I need to think out loud just to hear myself occasionally. But I was thinking this morning, like, I was listening to Devin Stack. He had a show last night, and I didn't hear it live. I don't really ever catch his shows live because they're so late. I think he starts at like midnight on Saturdays, but I was listening to it this morning as I was getting ready, and he was talking about, just like how there's like 100 million people in the country that shouldn't be here, and there's nothing that can be done about it now. Like, you can't deport that many people. And that got me thinking, like, man, it really is... If I knew how things would end up, would I have ever allowed myself to even go down that road of being concerned about demographics and, white people and race realism? Like, it seems so futile to waste your time on it. But at the same time, I realized that it would be a coward it would take a coward to just completely dismiss it and, turn a blind eye and not care about it at all. Like, the kind of selfishness that you would have to do that is not admirable. But I'm also a realist. Sorry, my work phone's telling me I got another assignment. I'm a realist though, so like I believe in really focusing on what's real and what I'm not talking about Platonism, when I'm talking about realism, that's not what I'm talking about right now. I'm just talking about reality. I have to align with reality. I do believe that. It's futile to not align with reality. That's what adaptation is, in like a Darwinian sense. Like you got to adapt to the real habitat you're in. So it's like I have these ideals about, what, the world should look like or what America should look like. But none of that matters if it's not real. And it doesn't seem to be real. And it seems at this point that it's impossible that it could ever be real. And it's like, man, if I could go back in time to whenever I started, first thinking about this kind of stuff, I don't know, like 10 years ago or something, maybe it was when it really kind of started to matter to me. Watching like race realist YouTube type shit. Maybe a little before that. But it's like, man, if I could go back in time and like just stop myself from ever caring, would I be better off now? Because I can't ever see myself just going the pure normie route. Like I think you're either that way or you're not. You're either born that way, you're either programmed that way, or you're not. I don't know if you can like force yourself to become a normie. But man, it just seems such a waste of time to even care at this point. Yesterday, I went to, for part of my route, I had to go into a grocery store. And while I was there, I see, it's like as soon as I walk in, there's like this white guy, obviously like super liberal, woke type. And he's got a fuck ICE shirt, ICE, fuck ICE shirt. And then I pass him, and then there's like this lady in a full-on, burqa, fully covered up. And then, you walk a little bit longer, or a little bit further, and then you pass like grotesque fat people. And I just look around and I'm like, man, I don't see anybody. There's probably, 100 people in this store right now. And I don't see anybody that I would like think of as like me, or, like, someone that could be a potential friend or something. Like no kinship, no cultural kinship. And it just got me thinking, like, man, I know it's been said 1,000 times, but man, to say that we are cooked is such an understatement. It's so much worse than that. Like, not trying to be funny or punny, but we're not cooked. We are like burnt. We're like, it is so over. It's really got me thinking, like, man, like, why am I even here? Should I just flee the country? But then it's like, where can you go? There's nowhere you can go. It's like, that's the problem, is that that's why it was so important to never let it get this bad, is because there's nowhere to go. Man, that's like, I feel like I'm closer to the truth than other people, but it's done nothing for me. It's left me alone. Like I can't even, participate in the religious delusion where, maybe if I went to church every Sunday, that would be is it a reprieve from, all these cultural tensions. But I don't even get that, because I see through that. I can't sit in an aisle in a church sing songs and just forget about reality. So yeah, not saying anything that you don't already know, but it's like, man, it's so bad. It's so bad. It's so bleak. And it seems like it's beyond fixing. Even if somehow we got the willpower overnight to like reclaim the country. And I hate even speaking in that language, like we. Like when I say the word we, like who am I talking about? Like I don't feel like I'm family with any of these people that I see. Like, and I'm talking about like so-called heritage Americans. Like I don't feel like family with them. It shouldn't be that way, but that's how it feels. Like, just what a waste of a mind. Not that I'm gifted, but man, the little bit of intelligence that I have, it's just been completely wasted on something that ultimately just did not matter. It's like I'm a dinosaur. I'm a Tyrannosaurus Rex caring about the future of T-Rexes, and it's like, no, T-Rexes they don't have a future. It's like, but then what else is there to do besides care about that, care about things bigger than yourself, because yourself is such a small, tiny part of the cosmos or existence or whatever. It's like, if you can't find something beyond yourself to care about, then you're just an animal. That's what animals do. Animals are just thinking in terms of the present and their basic drives and impulses. I don't want to be that. I don't think I can be that. I would have to get like a lobotomy or something to even be that. So yeah, I'm trying to figure out, like, I'm 46 now, so it's not just over, it's been over, but as long as you're alive, you can't help but hope. And I'm not immune to that. So even though I'm super old, I'm still looking at my life like, if I die of old age, and that, that's a big if, that's not guaranteed, but if I die of old age, I could still make it to like 80. So that's still what, like 34 years from now? Dang. As I hear myself say that doesn't sound long at all. When I think about how fast the last decade went, to think that I've only got like 3.5 of those left, like, man, I'm just gonna blink and it's just gonna be here. But anyway, I don't even count like 70 to 80. Like, that's nothing. Like, you're basically in a vegetative state but capable of walking from 70 to 80. And really, you could argue that from 60 to 80. Apologies to the 6-year-olds out there who still feel like they're like clear-headed and capable. But man, like, to think like, even if I just lived to be 50, which would be 3.5 years from now, it's like, what do I do with that 3.5 years? I want it to be significant somehow, some way, but I can't think of anything that would make it significant. anything reasonable. And I guess that's the human plight. Crap. Is this where I turn? Oh no, we got a ways to go here. Yeah, like the search for significance, whatever they say, it's like, that's true. It's like you can't help it. You want it. Everybody wants some level of significance. And I can't think of a way to achieve that without like being super fake somehow, or lying. It seems like to make your way in this world, you gotta be willing to tell the apes something that they want to hear. Whether it's, politically based or religious based, or, Phil bro yourself till everybody thinks you're super smart or something. I don't know. I can't think of anything that's legit. It's like you're born and you're thrown into a competition to see who can be the fakest. Like the fakest is the last one standing. But then I think like that could all just be a giant cope, because if I'm saying that the key to success is fakeness and I'm not successful, then what I'm really saying is like, well, I'm real. See, I'm too real to succeed. Which would be a giant cope or rationalization of defeat. Loserdom rationalized. But it does feel that way. It does feel like it's a competition of fakeness. Turn the AC on here. That's another reason why I stopped uploading, is like, I'm just saying the same shit over and over and over again. It's like, people are fake. Life sucks. I want things to change, but they haven't.
Turn left.
It's like, how many times can you say the same shit? Check my phone real quick here. So yeah, I don't know, man. Let's try to think of something else to think about or talk about. I swear I've exhausted the YouTube catalog. I feel like I've looped it like 2 or 3 times now. I've watched everything there is to watch. And it sucks because I don't have a good memory. So it's like I'm listening to all this stuff. I'm watching all these videos. It's always nonfiction. Like I hardly ever watch fiction. Although last night I forced myself to watch. Sorry guys, not thinking here. Talking about the person behind me. Last night I forced myself to watch Minority Report because it's free on YouTube, and I remember it being a pretty cool like sci-fi action flick, and it was pretty good, I would say, for like the first half of it. But that last half where like the wife, becomes heroic and cares about him, it's like it's just too fake to keep my attention. So then I started like fast forwarding through it just to get to the end. But that was the first movie I had tried to watch in like a couple of weeks. I think a couple of weeks before that, I tried to watch, what was that? Rebel with a Cause, James Dean. I'd always heard about that movie. I think James Dean is more famous just for his image than his roles, maybe. But I've never seen a James Dean film. But I was like, I know I'm not gonna like this because I hardly ever like the old movies. Rear Window was pretty good though. Alfred Hitchcock. That was a good one, worth watching. But yeah, it's like, man, I got like 20 minutes in, maybe 30 minutes in, I can't remember, and it was just over the top corny. Like I just couldn't stomach it anymore. I don't know who watches that. I guess nobody now watches it and thinks like, man, this is a cool guy, or this is a hit movie or something. I guess nobody does that now, but back when it came out, it was like all the rage, I guess, maybe. I don't know. I couldn't make it through it. It was corny to me. I never think cool characters are cool. It's always lame. Like, I have no desire to watch any Steve McQueen film. Like, all the action and 100 guns are firing and, like, nobody gets hit and cars are jumping, and I can't do all that shit. You would think that I would be into action films because, like, combat sports were like my default sport. Like, boxing was like my first love growing up. Well, I guess I should say skateboarding was before that, but boxing, I really got into boxing there for a little bit when I was a kid, watching like USA Tuesday Night Fights and that type of shit. But I've never been an action guy. I watch like a sci-fi action, I can get into that, but like cheesy, jumping up in the air and kicking people and all these choreographed fight scenes, I've never been able to get into that. Fast cars, explosions, like all that shit's corny to me. I just can't do it. I'd much rather watch a drama or something. But anyway, before Rebel with a Cause, it had probably been like months since I tried to watch a movie. So I think what I was trying to say is I never watch fiction. So when I say I loop YouTube, it's meaning like I'm watching nonfiction, but yet I don't have a good memory. So it's like it's all going in my brain and then just disappearing. So it's like, what is even the point? I used to be really good friends with a guy who basically has a photographic memory, and I would envy him because he loved reading. Like, he would read nonstop and he could regurgitate all of it. And I was like, well, of course you like reading if you can, spit it all back out. It's not a comprehension problem, I don't think. Like, it's not like while I'm reading, I struggle to understand what I'm reading. It's just like I just don't remember any of it. So what's the point? I could take like a test. I could take like a standardized test, multiple choice test, and probably pass it on something that I read. But I can't really memorize any of the like details and regurgitate it, in like an academic way or like in a debate bro type way. But anyway, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Remember, I'm just trying to think out loud. But yeah, like, I don't know what to do, man. And I'm tired of saying that. I'm tired of thinking that. I've been, You would think after like 20 years that would go away, you'd figure something out, but it never goes away. Unless, I guess, you succeed. If you succeed and you've got millions in the bank and you can just chill for the last half of your life and be a beast, just basically consume, not produce, just think about consuming. But I'm always in production mode. I'm always thinking of like, how can I produce? How can I create? I don't want to be a consumer. When I was a Christian, we would call that like being a beast of the field. Like you're just a beast of the field if all you're doing is consuming. And that stuck with me because that's not what I want to be. But to do something, your brain has to be convinced that it's worth it. If your brain can't be convinced that it's worth it, then why even lift a finger? Why read a book if you're not going to memorize it? Like if you can't. I should be like super smart based on all the content that is like all the input that I've taken in. But without a strong memory, it comes in and just vanishes. Anyway, we've said that enough. So, what else? Is there anything else to talk about? Is there anything else to do? I've been working on music, but even that is like, it just gives me something to do, really. Music is cooked. Like, there's like 150,000 songs uploaded to Spotify every day. It's like, you could spend a year working on a song, trying to make it perfect, upload it to Spotify, and it will get 0 listens. Because Spotify, I don't have Spotify yet, but eventually I'm going to get Spotify whenever I get serious. If I ever make a song that I like believe could be something to other people, then I will get a Spotify account probably and try to upload it. But my understanding with Spotify is that, just because you upload a song, it doesn't mean that they're like, well, we're going to put this in the rotation and see if it catches on. They don't do that. You just upload it. I think it might even be worse than YouTube. Like, how you make a video on YouTube and like it won't even, like, YouTube makes 0 attempts to like push it out there, unless you're maybe certain people making certain types of content. But I think Spotify is even worse than that. Like the music industry, the legacy record labels, and they've all got like a tight grip on all of that. They can make anybody famous almost. I mean, really, they could. On the one hand, what I'm about to say is going to sound stupid, but on the other hand, it's true. There's so much good music out there. They could pluck from that pile of good music. Notice how it said good. I didn't say great. There's not a lot of great music, but there's enough good music that they could take anybody from that pile, any song from that pile of good music, and they could stuff it down your ears and just play it over and over and over again and turn that into a hit song. if they wanted to. They could do that with almost anything that just sounds reasonably good. And there's a lot of people doing that. There's, like I said, there's 100-something thousand songs uploaded to Spotify every day. So there's tons of people out there making music, and 99.9% of it sucks. But if just 0.1% of it is good, then that's still a lot of good songs every day being created somewhere. But you're never gonna hear them. You're never gonna know about them. So that's another hobby that I've taken up that just has no payoff. There's no point in doing it, really. Even if somehow I could write, I definitely can't perform a great song because I'm not a singer, but if somehow I could write a great song and arrange a great song and produce a great song, it's not even going to matter because it's not going to get any playtime.